If you are not running Snapchat ads, I highly recommend you do so. As you can see here, we spent $313 and we generated 6,503 swipe ups. The average cost per swipe up was 5 cents. So it's basically costing us 5 cents to get people to swipe up. If you know Facebook ads, that would be considered a cost per click. So in this case, for Snapchat ads, it's swipe up would be the call to action. Now, if you take a look here, our CPM cost per 1,000 people that we reached is only 94 cents. And if you know anything about running ads, 94 cents to reach up to 1,000 people is really amazing. In this video, what I'm going to be showing you is how you can run Snapchat ads step by step. So I hope you watch this video till the end because you're going to understand exactly how you can run Snapchat ads for your business, or if you're an agency owner, for your clients. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. As we mentioned, this is going to be an in-depth step-by-step tutorial on how to run Snapchat ads. Now, I actually recorded a video showing you the results that we got with Snapchat ads, how we spent $313 to generate over $12,000 for this cosmetic dental clinic. So I highly recommend that after you watch this video, go ahead and watch that video because it'll give you inspiration as to why you should be running Snapchat ads yourself, whether you're an e-commerce store or whether you are a local business like the dental clinic that we ran ads for. Now, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Once you're inside your Snapchat ads dashboard, you're going to go ahead and click on Create Campaign. Now, you have two options. You have what's called Instant Create, and then you have Advanced Create. Instant Create will basically help you create the ad within less than 5 minutes. It doesn't give you the whole functionality. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and click on Advanced Create because we want to take full control of the actual ad creation process. So we'll go ahead and choose that, click on Advanced Create. And once you click this, if you run Facebook ads, you'll know that the dashboard is very similar, right? So as you can see here, we have awareness, we have consideration, and then we have conversions. Now, we're not going to go ahead and go over as to what each objective is, but I can tell you right now that for the most part, you're going to be running website conversions campaigns. But for us, we also do engagement campaigns as well as video view campaigns, just so that we can retarget these people who engage with our ad or who viewed our video. But like I said, 90% of the time, you're going to be doing website conversions. So we'll go ahead and click on website conversions. And after you do that, as you can see here, it says create a snap pixel. We haven't created a Snapchat pixel for this ad account in particular, just because this is a local business and our objective was to basically get people to message the business via WhatsApp. So we haven't created a Snapchat pixel for this ad account, but if you are running website conversion ads, you're definitely going to want to make sure you create a Snapchat pixel. And once you actually click on create snap pixel, you'll see here, it'll tell you exactly how you can go ahead and embed that pixel on your website. So just follow the steps, and once you're done, you're going to go ahead and click finished. And after you have done that, you will see here we have the campaign set up. Over here, you can go ahead and title this campaign. Highly recommend it you title it something that actually makes sense. That way you know exactly what this campaign is. So for this example, we're just going to go ahead and title this YouTube video example. And then as you can see here, status is going to be active. If you want to go ahead and create a split test, you would go ahead and highlight this. Now, we don't like to create the split test over here. What we like to do first is create the actual ad set. And then let's say we're testing two different audiences. We'll just go ahead and duplicate that audience and then just make the changes that we want to change within the second audience to test it that way. Just another way that we actually recommend to do it that way, just because it's much easier and it's actually a little bit more accurate. We've seen, from our personal experience. So we'll go ahead and just keep that disabled. Now over here, it says start and end. As you can see here, you can start it immediately. What I recommend is that you start it the following day at 12:01 p.m. And the reason you want to do that is because you're going to see if, let's say you're spending $20 a day, or let's say $30 a day, and you run this ad at, let's say 9 p.m. If you run it at 9 p.m., there's only going to be 3 hours left in the day. So what that's going to basically do is whatever amount you're spending per day, it's going to spend it within that 3-hour period. So what we like to do as a rule of thumb is schedule it for the next day at 12:01 in the morning. So we'll do 12 and then we'll do a 1 a.m. That way we have the full 24 hours in the day for it to actually spend our budget rather than spending the whole budget within a matter of 2 to 3 hour period. So again, make sure you schedule it for the next day at 12:01 a.m. according to your time zone, and then click OK. And run indefinitely. So you can go ahead and set a end date here. Again, we don't like to send an end date just because we actually go through the ad and we make sure that everything is running smooth. But let's say you're going to run this ad and not come back and view it till 3 days later. You want to go ahead and send an end date. That way it doesn't spend that money every single day, whatever your budget is. But again, like I said, I highly recommend that you check your ads on a daily basis because you don't want to just let it run for X amount of days. So we'll just go ahead and leave this blank as run indefinitely. And then over here, we have the daily spend cap. So you can basically set a cap on how much you're going to spend per day. We just like to keep this at no cap because we are going to set a budget that we want to spend per day, whether that be $20, $50, so on and so forth. And again, if you have this set to a, let's say 7 days, so it starts on the 25th and ends on the 2nd of April, you can go ahead and put a lifetime spend over here. But again, like I said, we check the ads on a daily basis. So we'll just go ahead and leave that blank. And after you have done that, you're going to go ahead and click next. And that basically includes the campaign level. So now we're at the ad set level. And at the ad set level, what you're going to be doing is going ahead and making sure that you put the budget as well as the placement. We're going to go ahead and choose the location where we want this ad to run. We're going to choose the age, the gender, the language, and then we're going to go ahead and choose the exact audience of who we want this ad to be shown to. So as you can see here, we have the ad set name. So again, you want to make sure you go ahead and set this ad set according to the exact targeting or that you are actually targeting within this ad set. So for this example, let's just go ahead and name it audience number 1. And that way, when we duplicate this, we will title the second one audience number 2. And that way we can see which audience actually performed best. So we went ahead and named it. And now we're going to go ahead and put our daily budget. As you can see here, you want to make sure that you go ahead and make sure we put whatever your budget is. You can do it daily or lifetime. Again, we're going to check this on a daily basis. So we'll just go ahead and keep it at daily budget and we'll go ahead and keep it at $50 a day. Now, again, here we have start immediately. We will go ahead and keep it as is because as you just seen in the campaign level, we went ahead and scheduled the ad to run for the following day at 12:01 p.m. The reason they have this option here is because you might want to have one ad set start, let's say at 12:01 p.m. and then the other one start 6 hours later. That's the reason why they give you this option. I highly recommend you have all your ad sets run at the same time. That way you give a certain amount of budget through each ad set to get better results. So we'll just go ahead and keep this as is. As I mentioned, it's going to start at the time that you set within the campaign level that I just showed you. Now we have automatic placements, and then you can also do edit placements. So if you click on edit placements, you'll see here, it'll tell you you can have it in between content. So ads watched between stories. So if you are on, let's say, Instagram stories and you're watching different stories, within each story, it can show your ad. That's what this is right here, between different stories. You can have it on user stories, which is basically your friend's story. So let's say you're watching Tom's story, and then you go to Timmy's story, it'll show your ad between the actual users. And then here we have publishers and creators. So anybody that you're subscribed to, whether that be a famous person or whatever the case may be, a famous brand, it'll show it right there in between different creators. So as you can see here, in terms of edit placement, we like to keep it automatic because this is not like Facebook where it has newsfeed, it has stories, it has marketplace. In that case, we definitely want to edit the placements. But with Snapchat ads, really, it's just between different types of stories, such as users, such as famous people, XYZ. So we like to keep it on automatic. But as you can see here, if you want to edit the placements, you do have these options. So we'll go ahead and keep it on automatic placement. Now over here, you have the location. Now this client in particular, this is actually a cosmetic dental clinic here in Egypt, and we're running these ads in Egypt. But let's go ahead and just change this just to give you an idea as to how you can target people based on location. So let's say we want to target United States. We'll go ahead and type in United States. And as you can see here, you can target United States as a whole, but you can also target specific states. You can add the specific state or you can exclude the specific state. So let's say for whatever reason, you don't want the ads to run in Louisiana. You can go ahead and click exclude. Or let's say you want to target the United States, but you want to target specific states. You can go ahead and keep scrolling down and then add the state that you want to target. Again, for the most part, you're probably going to target a country as a whole. So in that case, you would just go ahead and click add, but you do have that option here to exclude or add specific states. So we'll go ahead and click on add. And for the sake of this video, let's actually go ahead and also add United Kingdom. So we'll go ahead and add United Kingdom. And very similar to when we did the United States, as you can see here, you can target United Kingdom as the whole country, Europe as a whole country, or you can also target specific places within the United Kingdom, as you can see here. You can add and you can also exclude. So this is a pretty cool option that Snapchat provides you right there in front of your face, as opposed to Facebook, where you actually have to type in the specific place that you want to exclude or add. Again, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and add United Kingdom as a whole. And now that we added two locations, we will go ahead and scroll down to demographics. Now over here, you have age restrictions required. So let's say you're selling a product that is only applied to people over the age of 18. That's where you would go ahead and mark this option. I highly recommend that if you are selling a product that is to users over the age of 18, you mark this, because if you don't and you run the ad, Snapchat is automatically going to go ahead and disapprove your ad. So you want to make sure that you highlight this if you are selling products to people that are over the age of 18. As you can see here, you can target people as low as 13 years old all the way to 50 plus, right? For the most part, depending on what you're selling, it's probably going to be to people 18 and over, given that people under 18 probably might not have money to buy whatever it is that you're selling. But again, you do have that option to target people as low as 13 years of age. So we'll go ahead and keep it on 18, and we'll go ahead and keep this at 50 plus. But as I mentioned, you do have the option to target people under the age of 50. And then all genders, we're going to go ahead and keep it on all genders. If you're selling a product that's specific to females or males, you're going to go ahead and click that here. But we'll just go ahead and keep it all genders. Now, this right here is languages. So for this specific client whose ad account I'm showing you, we actually ran these ads in Egypt. And you can imagine the people here predominantly speak Arabic. So in that case, we went ahead and targeted people that speak Arabic. So you can go ahead and, as you can see, target people that speak Arabic. You can target people that speak English. Really, any country, you can go ahead and target people based on the specific language that they speak. But for the sake of this video, and what you are probably going to do is target people that speak any language. So we'll just go ahead and leave that blank. Now we'll go ahead and come down here to the audience section. So as you can see here, we can predefine audience. This is probably one of the most important parts of running your Snapchat ads, is defining your audience. Another important part, which we'll get to in a little bit, is the actual creative. That is super, super important. But before the creative, you want to make sure you identify your audience. So as you can see here, it's not like Facebook ads where you can essentially type in a topic and it will give you, specific thing that you can target. Rather, what you can do is you can go ahead and click on, let's say, lifestyles. And over here, you can see you have different options that you can target. Now, I love Facebook because Facebook actually has way more in-depth detailed targeting, where in Snapchat ads, it's very broad. So as you can see here, it's in alphabetical order. We can target people based on adventure seekers, advocate and activists, arts and culture, automotive, beachgoers, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and scroll down and see what else we have. We have fashion and lifestyle gurus. So if you are in the fashion space selling any types of apparel, this might be a good option you can go ahead and target. Here's something interesting. So let's say you are in the fitness niche. You can go ahead and click on this drop-down menu, and you have specific things that are related to fitness. So such as cycling, such as running, or such as yoga. Or you can just click on this button and it will target all of these different options right here. So fitness enthusiasts as a whole. But as you can see here, let's say you are selling yoga mats, for example. This would definitely be a great option to go ahead and target, given that it is targeting people that are yoga enthusiasts. Now, let's go ahead and see what other options we have. We have foodies. So as you can see here, you can target people that are foodies as a whole, or you can target people that like specific types of foods, such as people that are burger lovers, candy and sweet lovers, coffee lovers, cooking enthusiasts, energy drink consumers, fashion food junkies. We got pizza lovers, soft drink consumers, and then vegan and foodies. So you can imagine, let's say you are Beyond Meat, right? Beyond Meat, and you basically are selling a product that is tailored towards vegans. This would be a good option to target. Say your product is related to pizza lovers. Let's say you're selling, for example, a pizza slicer. This would be a good option to target. Now, one thing I need to tell you guys is that just because some of these topics are super relevant to the product that you're selling or the service that you're offering, I would highly recommend that you not only test that specific interest, but you actually target the category as a whole. So for the example, let's say you're selling a vegan product. It would make sense to target foodies as a whole, meaning it's going to target all of these different options. You can test vegan and organic by itself, but I would recommend that you test the category as a whole, because again, what we've realized with Snapchat ads is the broader you go, the better, just because over time, Snapchat will actually know who who your type of audience is. And if you're just targeting vegans and foodies, you might limit yourself to the amount of people that you can actually reach that would potentially be interested in your product. So again, I recommend that you test the whole category as a whole, but you do have options within specific categories. Now, let's go ahead and just take a look at a few other things. And one thing I recommend you guys all do is go through all of these different detailed targeting options, because you don't know what you don't know. So it makes sense for you to go through each one and see what are the possibilities that I can target within Snapchat ads. Just because you see here, let's say, coffee lovers, or let's say cooking enthusiasts, doesn't mean that you should stop there. I recommend that you actually go through every single targeting option, because you might find something that actually would be relevant to the product or service that you're actually selling. So as you can see here, for gamers, we have all types of different categories within gamers. We have green living enthusiasts, high schoolers, hipsters, home decorists, investors and entrepreneurs. So again, let's say you are selling a course, right? A course for entrepreneurs, teaching them how to start their own social media marketing agency. This would probably be a good option to target. As you can see here, we have meme watchers. So again, within each category, you have many other options. You can even target people based on the consoles and PCs that they use, right? Let's go ahead and see what other options we have. So over here, we have men's lifestyle. So again, if you are selling apparel that's tailored towards men, this would be a good option to target. Here we have music fans. You can target people based on the types of music that they like. So as you can see here, country music, concert and festival goers. You can target people based on Latin, pop music, indie, hip hop. So as you can see here, rock, soul, R&B, whole different types of different detail targeting that we can target within music. And then we have news watchers. So if we take a look at news watchers, we have people that are interested in political news, celebrity news, as well as business news. And then if we go down here to shoppers, let's see what we got. So we have people that are interested in different types of shoppers. So you can think of this category right here as within Facebook, we have an option that's engaged shoppers. So what's cool about this, you guys, is that this is basically targeting people that are engaged shoppers, people that are actually likely to purchase from an ad or purchase online as a whole. But what's interesting with Snapchat ads is that you can target people who are engaged shoppers for a specific type of interest. So for example, as you can see here, you can target people that love luxury, right? People that are luxury shoppers. You can target people that are jewelry and watch shoppers, people that are interested in discount and thrift, right? People that are department store shoppers, or people that are cosmetic shoppers. So you can imagine if you're a cosmetic brand, this would be a good option, because essentially what you're doing is you're telling Snapchat, I want you to show my ad to people that are actually cosmetic shoppers, people that are likely to purchase on Snapchat or on the internet as a whole that are interested in cosmetic. Because as you guys should know by now, not everybody purchases online. And the people that do purchase online, these platforms such as Facebook and Snapchat, they understand that. And what's cool is that you can target them based on these specific types of things that they are interested in. Now, this is really cool. I highly recommend that if you're selling anything, you go through this list and make sure that you are seeing if there's anything relevant to you. And coming down towards the end, we have sports fans. So as you can see here, we can target people based on specific types of sports that they may like. We also can target people that are interested in travel, that are basically travel enthusiasts. As you can see here, frequent hotel guests, frequent flyers, frequent international flyers, theme park visitors. So that's really interesting. You can target people based on that. And then over here, you guys, if you are selling, again, a fitness product, or if you have a fitness program, here I would recommend that you test these two options as well, because as you can see here, this is wealth and healthy lifestyle, and then this is women's lifestyle. So again, this would fall under that same category that we just spoke about, which is the fitness niche. For the sake of this video, let's just go ahead and choose one detailed targeting option. I'm glad that I actually spent time to go through this, you guys. I recommend that you still go through this yourself. That way you know what is available to you. But for the sake of this video, we'll just go ahead and click on fitness enthusiast, and that right there is going to identify the actual audience that we want to go ahead and target. So let's go ahead and move forward. As you can see here, you can go ahead and choose another option. So you can say, I want to target people that are fitness enthusiasts, and I want to target people that say that are gamers. So now we have, more than one option. And again, if you want to keep adding options, you would go ahead and choose another option. And this is essentially, think of it as stacking different audiences, just like how in Facebook you can stack different audiences. This is exactly what you would do. Now, you probably are wondering, well, do I test each audience by itself or should I stack audiences? And the answer is test it. Test all of that, right? So you could have an ad set that's just testing fitness enthusiasts, and then an ad set that's testing fitness and gamers, and then another ad set that's testing, let's say, health and wellness. And then you can have another ad set that's testing maybe 2, right? Or even 3 audiences together. So I highly recommend you test, because you're not going to know what's working until you actually go ahead and test it. So I hope that answers the question as to, should I test each one separately or should I test them together? The answer is test it all, separately as well as together. Now we'll go ahead and scroll down. And as you can see here you have the option to expand audience automatically. So by default, it has it clicked. Depending on where you are in your funnel, you can go ahead and keep it on, or you can go ahead and keep it off. If you keep it on, it's basically what Snapchat is basically going to do is, let's say you targeted people that are yoga enthusiasts, right? If you have this button clicked, it's going to also target people that are interested in fitness as a whole. But if you don't have it clicked, it's just going to target people that are interested in that specific interest, which in this example would be yoga. Right? So I hope this makes sense as to what this button is. If you click it, it's going to target people that are outside of that specific interest. Let's say in this case, yoga, it'll target all fitness people. But if you unclick it, it's going to target people that are just interested in yoga itself. So we'll go ahead and keep this on, because we've seen for the most part that we want to expand it and keep it a little bit more broad. That way Snapchat can provide us the best results possible. Now over here you have devices. You can target people based on the specific devices that they are using. I recommend that for the most part you keep this on all, unless you are let's say selling a phone case that is only for iOS users. Well, in that case, you're probably going to want to just target iOS users, because people are not going to buy the case if they are Android. So that's where you would go ahead and actually choose specific operating system. Now, over here, you can also target people based on the operating system that they are using, right? Whether that be 15.3, 15.21, from minimum all the way to maximum. So it's really cool how granular you can get. You can also target people based on specific devices. So as you can see here, since we chose iOS, you can target people that are device users of, let's say, iPad 4th generation, 5th generation, 6th generation. And if I can give you an example, it would be, let's say the example of, let's say you're selling an iPad Air 4, you're selling a case for it. Well, it would make sense for you to go ahead and make sure that you click on iPad 4. That way you can target people that are actually users of that, which would make sense that they would be interested in purchasing it, given that they are actually using an iPad. Now, again, for the most part, you guys, you're going to want to keep this on all, unless you're selling cases or anything related to Android or iOS. And then for connection type, you can go ahead and target people that are on Wi-Fi or just on cellular. We like to keep this on all, so we'll just go ahead and keep it on all. And then over here, carriers, you guys, as you can see, you can target people based on the carrier that they're using. For the most part, we keep that off, because again, we just want to target everyone as opposed to people that have specific carriers. Now, delivery automatically, it'll be active. Recommend you keep it active. As you can see here, the goal we have to swipe up, we'll go ahead and just keep it swipe up. Or you have story opens, which basically opens your story. So we'll just go ahead and keep it on swipe up. Now here we have the bid section. So you can do automatic bid, which will basically make the best effort to spend your budget. Try the strategy if you want to learn how the cost per action you can achieve on Snap. So let's say, for example, you're starting out, you've never ran ads before. I recommend that you keep it on automatic bid. And the reason that is because you probably don't know any metrics yet. But let's say you've ran ads on Snapchat and you know that the target cost, on average, your target cost is, let's say, in this example that I provided you guys, over here we have a target cost per swipe of 5 cents. So now we can go ahead and play around with this and say we want the target cost to be 4 cents, right? Or 6 cents. The reason we know we want to do that is because we already know what the average cost per swipe up is after spending $300 and making over $12,000. So that's where you're going to want to go ahead and use target cost, is when you already know what your average cost per swipe up as well as cost per purchase is. But if you've never ran ads before, you can keep it on automatic bid. And quite frankly, even if you have ran ads, it's good to keep it on automatic bid. That way, if let's say Snapchat can get you a cost per swipe up at 10 cents, again, if we get a swipe up at 10 cents, that's still good. So we wouldn't even mind it. So you don't want to go ahead and limit yourself to, let's say, a specific number where you can actually get more results, but because you set it at a specific target cost, you get less results. So this is, again, something that I recommend that you test once you've actually spent at least $500, $600 on Snapchat ads. But for the most part, if you have not, keep it on automatic bid, because this will actually get you the best metrics where then you can make an educated decision as to what is it costing you per swipe up and what is it costing you per purchase. So we'll go ahead and keep it automatic bid and we'll move forward. And now we're going to go ahead and click on next. And that is going to go ahead and complete the ad set level. Now over here, as you can see, we are at the ad level, right? So now we're basically creating the actual ad. It'll see the errors that you actually need to do. So as you can see here, we haven't done anything. So we have all these errors. But if you have any errors after you're done with the ad, it'll tell you here's what you need to do. So as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and do all of these different things. So the first thing you want to do is you want to name your ad. And here, to name your ad, the name that you want to name it is the name of the actual creative. So whatever this creative is, you're going to want to go ahead and name this. That way, when you're looking at, let's say, 5 different creatives, you know exactly which creative you're looking at. So let's say for this example, we're just going to go ahead and title this creative, let's do creative number 1, okay? Just for the sake of this video. Creative number 1, here's gonna be your public profile. Here's the headline. So the headline, you guys, is going to be right up here. So we'll go ahead and just make this headline, this is an example ad, okay? Just so I can show you where this would look like. So as you can see here, you guys, this is where it looks like. And it looks like you have a limited amount of characters. So you have 34 different characters that you can put here. And again, this is going to be right under your public profile name. It's going to be right here, small text. So again, here, this is where you put your headline. For this case, we just put this is an ad. And then over here, you have your content. So you can upload content, you can create content, and you can browse. We're going to go ahead and come right back to this. Let's go ahead and fill this out first. So for call to action, if we go ahead and take a look, we have apply now, book, buy tickets, donate, get more, listen, or order now. So we have order now, we have play, pre-register, we have shop now. So for the purpose of this, we're just going to go ahead and do shop now. But as you can see here, depending on if you're selling a product or if you are offering any types of service, you have a whole bunch of different options that you can actually use. So we'll go ahead and keep shop now. And as you can see here, we have shop now right here. And now here we have the website. So let's go ahead and just pull up the website that we are going to use. And for the sake of this video, we're just going to go ahead and use our client's example. So we'll go ahead and put the website here. And awesome. So now as you can see here, when you click on this, this is going to be the website. So you can also build a URL parameter. I highly recommend you do this. If you don't know what URL parameters is, I have another video explaining how we do that for Facebook ads. It's still going to be very much the same. The link is going to be in the description. Make sure you go ahead and watch that. And again, the purpose of URL parameters, you guys, is to basically get better tracking. And what basically this includes is you're not only going to get tracking within Snapchat, you also can track these results within Google Analytics, right? Or a third-party software such as Wicked Reports or Hyros. So that's what URL parameters is. It's basically an extra layer of tracking, and I highly recommend you do this because if you don't know, the new iOS update basically is leaving out a whole bunch of purchases that people are actually purchasing, and then it's not tracking them. So we highly recommend that you build URL parameters. That way you can track this stuff within Google Analytics or another third-party software, as I just mentioned. And to understand how to do that, I have a video that will be in the description of this video. So make sure you go ahead and watch it after that as to how to build URL parameters and how to track your ads, whether that be on Snapchat or Facebook. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and scroll down. And as you can see here, we have autofill. So it says autofill allows you to collect information from Snapchat interest in your business. The following fields are supported by autofill and must be visible. So we'll just go ahead and keep this blank for now, you guys. We're not going to go over it. Let's see what else we have here. We have swipe up tags. We have impression tags. So great. So now we're done here. Now let's just go back to the actual creative. Again, this is very, very important, you guys. You have to have solid creatives in order for Snapchat ads to work. This is not like Facebook where you can just upload an image and hope that it does good. You have to have solid creative. So let's go ahead and click on browse and see what kind of options are available to us. So when you click browse, as you will see here, these are different types of creatives that you already created. So as you can see here, these are images that we created for this specific client. Again, I just mentioned you shouldn't do images, but for us, these images actually worked really great. We were able to generate $12,000 off of $300 ad spend with these images. And the reason these worked great is because you got to think of the nature of the business. If you're selling a product, it's different than a cosmetic dental clinic. For a cosmetic dental clinic, one of these images, I believe it was this image brought him 2 clients that booked a Hollywood Smile. And that Hollywood Smile here in Egypt cost anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000. So you can imagine he spent like $150 or almost $200 to get 2 people to pay him over. So $3,000, $6,000 on average, let's say $4,500. So $9,000 from one image. Now, why is that? The reason that is because this is a dental clinic, right? So as you can see here, we put a before and after. So when people see this, and we're targeting people that are interested in dental clinics or interested in a Hollywood Smile, you can see the difference. These teeth are horrible and now they look great. So that worked great for us. For you guys, if you're selling a product or a service, I recommend that you actually have videos where you're pitching your service or videos where you're actually showcasing your product. So you shouldn't just upload an image. Again, test everything, but I highly recommend you have videos in place, because just because you see these images here does not mean that it will work for you. Again, the nature of this business is different than if you're selling a product or a service. But we'll go ahead and actually choose this video right here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the kind of video that we put together. So we'll go ahead and play it right now. So as you can see here, we have the swipe up, and as you'll see here, these are images that we converted into videos. So here we basically have a really awesome offer where we're telling them they can get 50% off, call for more, and then we have before and after images. And again, it says only 49,000 pounds. And as you can see here, this is the ad. And this ad, believe it or not, again, did really great. All of these ads put together generated him over $12,000 within a matter of 14 days on $300 ad spend. So as you can see here, this is the type of creative that we put together. Again, he didn't have a video that we can use, so we went ahead and put these creatives together and turned them into a video. And as you can see here, this is the creative. Now, we'll go ahead and just use this creative for the sake of this video. But you can also get inspirations as to what kind of creatives work. I'm actually recording a video. By the time you're watching this, it probably will be up as to what types of creatives work for e-commerce as well as info products. So make sure that you check the description of this video to go ahead and watch that video. And in that video, I'm basically going to be showing you more than 20 different types of creatives for e-commerce and info product. That way you can get inspiration from them and hopefully put something together very similar. It's going to be different creatives that are actually backed by data as to these creatives have worked for other brands, what bigger brands are doing, and so on and so forth. Now, once we actually have the creative in place, we will go ahead and click review and publish. And when you click review and publish, here is going to give you all the information. So as you can see here, this ad is going to start on 3/25. Today is the 24th. We scheduled it for the 25th. So again, we scheduled it for the day after at 12:01 p.m. That way, the $50 that we're spending a day could spend throughout the whole day. And then in terms of audience, here it shows us audience number 1. As you can see here, ad is running indefinitely. We're spending $50 a day. The goal is to swipe up. The bid strategy is auto bid. And then that is that. So once we do that, we're going to go ahead and click publish, and the ad is going to go live. Now, we're not going to go ahead and publish this because, again, I'm recording this just so I can teach you guys exactly how to run a Snapchat ad. But once you actually go ahead and publish it, remember I said this is how we test different audiences and different creatives. Well, this is exactly what you would do. Once you publish this ad, you're going to go to the ad set level. And within the ad set level, you're going to go ahead and click on these 3 dots, and you're going to click on duplicate ad set, right? And now here, as you can see, it says duplicate ad set. And it'll also duplicate the ads within the ad set, right? So now you'll have 2 different ad sets, right? And within the 2 different ad sets, you'll have the same exact ad. So for this ad set, you can go ahead and name it. So as you can see here, the first one is audience number 1. So we're going to go ahead and title this audience number 2. All right. And once we do that, we're going to go ahead and click duplicate. And now, as you can see here, you guys, we have audience number 1, and then we have audience number 2. Now, once you do this, what you're going to want to do is go down to the audience number 2. And here is where you're going to keep everything the same. The only difference you're going to be switching is the variable that you want to test. So in this case, let's go down to these predefined audiences. And as you can see here, we were testing an audience number 1, lifestyle fitness enthusiasts, and then lifestyles and gamers. So we'll go ahead and cancel these. And then now we're going to go ahead and test the second type of audience that we want to go ahead and test. So we'll go ahead and scroll down. So let's say, for example, we're testing foodies. All we're going to do is come down to foodies and click on the audience that we want to test. And now we know that audience number 2 is going to be foodies. You can even go a step further and title this, let's say, foodies. That way you know this is exactly the type of audience that you're targeting. And then over here you can title this whatever the audience that you're targeting. In this case, we'll title it fitness. So now, as you guys can see here, this is exactly the best way to target. And the reason that is because everything is the same. The only difference that we're changing is one variable, which in this case would be the actual detailed targeting. Over here we are targeting lifestyle, fitness, and then over here we are targeting people that are food enthusiasts, as you can see here, right? Now, let's say you want to test different countries, right? So as you can see here, we have United Kingdom, United States. Maybe in audience number 1, you want to test United Kingdom, and audience number 2, you want to test United States. Again, it's going to be the same thing. All you do is click on these 3 dots, duplicate ad set, and the thing that you're going to change is that one variable, which in this example would be the actual state. So that is exactly, guys, how you would test different ad sets. And I recommend you do it this way because we've realized that this is by far the best way to test it. It's a little bit more accurate, and it's a little bit more hands-on as opposed to allowing Snapchat to do the A/B testing itself. Now, one other thing I want to show you guys, because I said this is going to be an in-depth video, I want to show you how you would test different creatives. So the way you would test different creatives is you would come down to the creative itself. Now, one thing I should tell you is before you duplicate this creative and test this creative, I recommend that you don't duplicate the ad sets just yet. So for example, right now we just duplicated the ad set and we changed the variable to foodies. Before you do that, you want to make sure that you duplicate the ad within the first audience that you're testing. So before you duplicate fitness, duplicate the ad set. That way, when you go ahead and duplicate the ad set as a whole, you're going to go ahead and have all of these different creatives within that ad set. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and delete this, okay? So remove ad set. So we just went ahead and removed the foodies, right? So again, we want to test different creatives and we want to test different audiences as well. So you don't have to keep creating the same ad twice or maybe 3 times. You want to go ahead and duplicate the ads first. That way, when you duplicate the ad set, you're going to have all of those different ads within that ad set. So you only need to create it once. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean. We'll click on this and we'll go ahead and click on duplicate ad. And as you can see here, now we have a different ad, right? Let's go ahead and name this. Let's go ahead and first name this. That way you know exactly what this is. So we'll go ahead and scroll down to this right here. We'll call this yellow background, okay? So again, here is going to be yellow background. And then this one right here, as you can see, we duplicated it. Everything is the same. And we're just going to go ahead now and change the creative. So as you can see here, we're going to come down to the creative in the second ad set, in the second ad. We'll click on this trash can button and then we'll click on browse and we're going to choose another image that we actually went ahead and already put together. So let's go ahead and choose this one. So as you can see here now, we just went ahead and changed the ad, right? So we changed the ad within the ad set, okay? Now what we're going to do is change the name of this. So let's do before, let's title this before/after. So as you can see here now, we have before and after, okay? Now we have 2 ads within the ad set. Now let's say we want to test another ad. Same thing here. We'll go ahead and duplicate this and click on duplicate. Click on these 3 dots, duplicate. We'll come down to the one that we just duplicated and we will go ahead and just change the ad. Okay, so we'll click on browse and we'll choose another image. So in this case, let's do this one right here. And as you can see here, we just went ahead and changed the actual ad. Now we want to go ahead and title it. That way we know exactly what we're looking at. So for this one, let's just call it black background. Just for the sake of this video, okay? Black background, okay, awesome. So as you guys can see here on the left-hand side, we have the ad set that we just created, which is fitness. And then we have 1, 2, 3 different ads. Now, this is what I mean by don't duplicate the ad set until you actually have all the ads that you want to test. So as you can see here, we're going to be testing all of these 3 different ads. And so that we don't have to keep creating these ads all over again, you want to create them first, like you did here, once. And then what you want to do now to test the ad set is click on these 3 dots at the ad set level and then click duplicate ad set. And as you can see here now, we're duplicating the ad set and it says duplicate ad set and ads, 3 ads in this ad set. So what that's basically doing is that instead of us having to create all these 3 different ads all over again, we can go ahead and just duplicate the ad set and the ads will be included within the ad set. Now, if you don't want to include the ads, you just go ahead and highlight this. But I recommend you don't do that because if you're testing 2 different ad sets, let's say we're testing fitness audience and then we're testing food audience, and you have different creatives in both, you're going to get bad data as to which one is working best. because maybe this audience worked great, but the other audience didn't work great because the ads were different. So you want to make sure that you're testing the same ads against two different types of audiences so that you're basically isolating variables, right? The ads are the same, the audience is different. If audience A did better than audience B, that means audience A is better than audience B. Because again, the variable is the actual audience as opposed to the actual ad. So as you can see here, 3 ads in this ad set, and then go ahead and click duplicate. And as you can see here, you guys, now we have the second ad set that we duplicated. So again, we'll go back and we'll go ahead and switch the variable. So we'll go ahead and go to the predefined audience, cancel these, and then we'll go ahead and click select category, and we'll go ahead and choose Foodies, okay? And then you want to make sure that you scroll back up here and title this audience. So we'll title it Foodies, right? Okay, now as you guys can see here, we have the fitness audience that we're testing, and then we have the Foodies audience that we're testing. And then within each ad set, we have 3 different ads, right? 3 different ads that are all the same in both ad sets. And that, you guys, is exactly how you test different ads in different ad sets. That's how you would duplicate them and how you would duplicate them effectively. As you can see here, if we didn't create these ads first, we would have actually had to go ahead and create these ads again within the Foodies. But because we created the ads first and then we duplicated the ad set, we didn't have to create them all over again. We already have them here. As you can see here, the yellow background, we have the before and after, and then we have the black background. And once you're done with that, you guys, you're going to go ahead and click on review and publish, and that would be it. It's going to take anywhere between 1 hour to 24 hours for Snapchat to approve your ads, and that exactly is how you guys would run Snapchat ads from A to Z. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you check the links in the description. I'm going to have other videos in there that are helpful. If this video provided you any value whatsoever, please do consider subscribing, as I will be uploading 2 videos a week showing you how to run Snapchat ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, any type of ads, as well as how to scale your social media marketing agency if that is something that you're doing, or just how to run ads if you are a business owner yourself. With that being said, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.